Okay, we'll start. Fine. Okay, we'll start today. We're going to we'll learn today is based on a sikha in Chelek Chaf Kutei Sichos, and so we'll start off. We'll learn the text inside. I have over here. We have the Gemara, the Tosfos, and the Rambam. So let's start off with the Gemara on Daf Chaf Aleph Amud Beis. It's the first sheet on the handout that I handed out, and it's Tanu Rabbanon. If you see it, it's about 15 lines from the top, maybe a little more. A bit more, 18 lines from the top, something like that. Yeah, about 18 lines from the top. Tanu Rabbanon.
Yeah, you look at the text of the Mahadrin.
Right. Tanu Rabbanon. So what's interesting about Chanukah is that the mitzvah of Chanukah has three levels. We'll soon see inside. There's the Me'ikah mitzvah, there's the Mahadrin, the Mahadrin, and the Mahadrin. I don't think there's very many mitzvahs like that which have three levels of Imekayim the mitzvah, number one. And number two is, not only is it unique in the sense that it's the only mitzvah, or one of the only mitzvahs, that have three levels, but there's also if you look in the to bring out the point, if you look in the Shulchan Aruch, and you open up the Shulchan Aruch says, Kama neiritzu madlik, how many candles do you light? And the Shulchan Aruch goes straight to say the Mahadrim and the Mahadrin way of lighting. The Shulchan Aruch doesn't say anything, this is the mitzvah, and this is the Gemara we're going to soon see, says there's three levels. There's the Ikka mitzvah, there's the Mahadrin, there's the Mahadrim and the Mahadrin. But the Shulchan Aruch goes straight to the Mahadrim and the Mahadrin, because it seems as if it was been the accepted minhag for a long time, that everyone, unlike other mitzvahs where certain people come in with a very Mehudadika esrik to shul, and other people don't. When it comes to Chanukah, everybody does the Mahadrim and the Mahadrin.
Also the Lashon itself. Where else do we see a Lashon Mahadrin minhag? Right.
Okay. Yeah. So, and this is actually also illustrated by the Nes of Chanukah. Just a little the Dvar Agoda before.
Shlomo said a good point.
Yeah.
Because you see, when a specific Torah or film, it has all the Hidurim.
Right.
So it's not like it's the only mitzvah where there are levels. There are a lot of mitzvahs where there are levels.
Right.
Like all the Hidurim means that there's Mahadrin, minimum Mahadrin. We just don't label it that way.
We don't label it that way. By Chanukah, it's like three distinct levels,
right. And
also the fact that everybody does all, unless it's some sort of Shas Chako Diavad, everyone does the Mahadrim and the Mahadrin. And the Shulchan Aruch doesn't even mention the other two levels. It goes straight to the Mahadrim and the Mahadrin in the Shulchan Aruch. So, but I think the reason for this, or one could connect it with the fact that the Nes was also in such a manner. What was the Nes? The Nes was at the bottom of the page. It says the Gemara. The Gemara says over there, the Nes was the they only found one pach of shemen, and the point was that they had lots of oil around. It's just that the oil was tamei, had become tamei from the Yevanim. And the halacha really is, the strict halacha is that one's allowed to use tamei oil if there's no other oil but tzibur, if the community needs to light the menorah and there's no other oil, elamai, that the Eibishter made the Nes of Chanukah in such a way that they should be able to mekayim the mitzvah of menorah back then in Mahadrim and Mahadrin. And therefore, we also, when it comes to doing the mitzvah, we also do the Mahadrim and the Mahadrin. The lesson over here is that there's certain times where one doesn't suffice with the basic halacha, with the minimum requirement. One goes to the Mahadrim and Mahadrin, one straight away goes to Mahadrim and Mahadrin. This is one of the lessons of Chanukah, that there's certain times and certain instances, especially relevant with chinuch, that one doesn't compromise. One doesn't say, oh, well, it's mutar pi halacha. No, it's mutar pi halacha to light one candle, but we don't light one candle. We all light 8 candles. Anyway, that's just a means of introduction. Let's see the Gemara inside. Tanu Rabbanon, as I said, it's 18 lines from the top of the page approximately. Tanu Rabbanon, the Brisa says, mitzvah Chanukah, the mitzvah of Chanukah is ner ishul beisai. The mitzvah of Chanukah is ner ishul beisai, one candle for a man and his household, which means one candle per family. Every night, no difference. So every night, you light one candle, and that's good enough for the whole house, and that's it. V'ha-mahadrin, continues the Gemara, that the mahadrin, the people who want to do the mitzvah more beautifully, so then there's a level of doing the mitzvah where ner l'chol echad v'echad, each person in the household does his own candle.
Male.
No, yeah.
So there's
Male,
no meaning of
not female.
Beroiv Am. Normally, like
Right.
No
Right.
place
Al
for
pi halacha, yeah, it could even be like Megillah, even Kiddush. Some people, there's a mile of one person making for everybody, exactly, because in those cases the mitzvah is just to be yotza. Over here, the mahadran is that each person should light. Right. It will go against Beroiv Am. Yeah. The mahadran is that each person lights their own candle. The mahadran mina mahadran, the super hidurdik way of doing the menorah is that every single night you light a different amount of candles. How does that work? So there's a machlokes between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Beis Shammai omrim yom rishon madlik shmoina mikan ve'elach beiches v'hoilach. Beis Shammai says on the first night you light 8 candles and you decrease night to night. So 7, 6, 5, 4, and so on and so forth. Or Beis Hillel omrim, Beis Hillel halacha follows Beis Hillel always. The halacha is yom rishon madlik achas mikan ve'elach. The first night you light 1 candle. Yom rishon madlik achas, mikan ve'elach. From here and onwards, moisev v'hoilach, we carry on by lighting more. Yeah.
Is that each person in the house?
That's what I wanted to ask.
That's what I was going to ask.
According to the Gemara,
Is
that's
it
what we
each?
do, but
But it doesn't say. Because
Go on.
it doesn't
You
say.
can say it both ways.
Only the
That's
first 2 it says.
Yeah.
That's the first shot. The
Yeah.
second shot
Yeah.
are they both agreeing that both Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai both agree really that it's just each the Beis Hillel, that one man lights 1 candle every night for his whole house. Do they both agree that that's just mahadran? And then that's ragil, and then mahadran is each one lights 1.
The Nerish Rebbeinu everyone agrees about,
Right.
that's for
And
sure.
the second mahadran.
And the second mahadran, everyone agrees that the basic level of mahadran is for each person in the
Right,
family.
right.
With regards to your first question, as regards to
But it wouldn't.
whether the mahadran
stem with Beis Shammai's lashon, because on the first night it would be 8. It says here the lashon.
no, that's the mahadran. Beis Shammai is not talking about. Beis Shammai
This
is.
is Chanukah Nerish Rebbeinu.
Yeah.
Mahadran nelecho echa ve'echa.
The mahadran.
Beis Shammai is not nelecho echa. It's neiros.
You're right, but that's the mahadran. Beis Shammai is not talking about the mahadran. Beis Shammai is talking about the mahadran mina mahadran.
Right, but I'm saying, what does he hold by mahadran?
Sure, 1 candle.
But it doesn't say he holds. No, but he holds. You start off with 8 every.
Only mahadran mina mahadran. Yeah, only mahadran mina mahadran.
Only, but I'm faced with that your question.
With regards to the question of. With regards to the first question as to whether, when we go up, let's say, like we do, like Beis Hillel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is it each person or not? We'll soon see. That's actually one of the main things we're going to discuss today. Amma Ola. Baruch atah Adonai Melech Shaka Ne'evad. The Gemara continues. So far what we have is the mitzvah. We've basically said 2 points. Number 1 is that there's a mitzvah, there's a mahadran and a mahadran. With regards to what the mahadran and a mahadran is, we have a machlokes between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Beis Shammai says you start off with 8 candles, you go down, and Beis Hillel says, I'm sorry, I didn't give you a copy. Here, you want to pass it to the person to me?
Here you go.
And Beis Hillel says that you go up. Now we're going to have a machlokes amoraim. That's the Tanoim, Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Now we're going to have a machlokes amoraim as to the reasoning behind Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Ola said, Pligi Botrei Amorai. 2 Amoraim argued in this matter, B'Marava in Eretz Yisrael, in the west, which is Eretz Yisrael. Rabbi Yosi bar Abin, Rabbi Yosi bar Zvida. Rabbi Yosi the son of Abin, and Rabbi Yosi bar Zvida. Chad Amar, one of them said that Tamad Beis Shammai keneged Yom HaNichnasin, and Tamad Beis Hillel keneged Yom HaYotzin. One says that the reason of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel is corresponding to the nights of Chanukah. Just that Beis Shammai says keneged Yomim HaNichnasin. How many nights are there still coming? So the first night is 8 nights left. So we light 8. Beis Hillel says no Yom HaYotzin. How many have gone so far? So tonight it's the 3rd night of Chanukah. So 3 nights have passed. So we light 3. That's one explanation of why Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel say what they say. B'chadam, however, another explanation as to why Beis Shammai says you go down and Beis Hillel says you go up is as follows. Time of the Beis Shammai keneged Parei Achag. The reason of Beis Shammai is that Chanukah has some sort of connection with Sukkot, and therefore, just like by Sukkot the karbanos go down, so the Beis Shammai learns that similarly by Chanukah you do mahadran and mahadran. You're going to do different lights every night, so you're going to go down. The time of the Beis Hillel, the reason of Beis Hillel is no, you can't go down. We have a general rule, the malin b'kodesh re'in meridin, that we always add. when it comes to Minyanim Kedusha, Malin Bakoidesh, the Ein Meridin.
Do it because of the Umas Oilam?
Right, so everyone agrees that by the Pari Achag we go down, that's in the Pasuk, so you can't get away from that. But the question is, I guess with regards to something which is not, it's a Drabonon and it's a Mahadrim and a Mahadrin, do you go down?
We're going away from the Goyim in Hanukkah, that's what we're celebrating, that we're not going in their Mahalach,
Right.
as opposed to on Sukkot, and when we bring the Kabbanas, we're doing it to show, okay, we respect
The Mismat and Vahochin, the Goyim. The question what you're touching upon is a larger question of what's the connection between Sukkot and Chanukah that Beis Shammai actually holds that we compare it to Pari Achag. What's the connection? And that's something which is explained at length in Chassidus. We'll leave that for the moment. So that's what we have over. We have a Machlokes Amoraim as to the reasons of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Is it to do with emphasizing, illustrating how many nights are either left to Chanukah or gone by of Chanukah? That's one way of looking at the Machlokes Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Alternatively, it's to do with whether you learn it from Sukkot or you say no, Malin Bakoidesh ve'ein meridin.
It's not really a question. It's easy to answer with
Yeah.
the Svara. But the way it was done, the Chanukah is, let's say socket. We're going over the way the nace occurred
Right.
in the original nace on the Menorah and the base.
Beis
It isn't the Menorah and the base. It reflects the
Menorah and the Beis Hamikdash, right?
The Beis Hamikdash. The way it happened over here is each day went up. The nace was at it first, and then there was more of a nace, and more of a nace, and more of a nace.
Well, that's actually, some say that's the Machlokes Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Was the nace bigger or smaller? It depends how it happened.
Right.
Also, it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it very simply, the nest grows bigger as the days pass.
Right.
The pashtus, the nest grows bigger as the days pass. Because you just ask a child, a simple level, when it is a bigger chiddush that the amount of light which lasts one light lasts for 3 nights or 8 nights. You're going to tell me 8 nights. So the nest grew bigger, so it makes sense to light more candles as it goes up, like Beis Hillel.
Right,
So what's the reason of Beis Shammai?
Yeah.
So the reason of Beis Shammai can be understood is according to there's a famous question of the Beis Yosef, which is which is why if the miracle was. The miracle was only for 7 nights, not for 8 nights, because it could have lasted for 1.
Potentiality, and what's the opposite?
Oh, koyach and poyach.
There's a lot of answers to that.
Right. So one of the answers is that they put an 8th in every night.
Right.
If they put an 8th in every night, then the Ikenes was the first night. Once the first night they already saw it's going to last 8 nights.
Right.
So that could that could be explained. That could explain Beis Shammai a little bit.
Yeah.
The first night they already saw the Goydel nest because they already saw why it's going to last 8 nights. Already afterwards the nest got big, they got
Yeah,
smaller.
but still, they only had half a pack. He holds 8 full packs. It's not exactly a diamond.
What do you mean?
He holds on the first night. You have to have 8 full lichtelach.
Right.
So how did that show? How is that?
Yeah, I'm just
symbiotic to the first, to the fact that the first night there was. It's only 1 terrace that they divided in 8. Not everyone.
Right. I'm just
But
suggesting.
that terrace, you're saying how is that? So still get out of that shit with Beis Shammai.
Well, it's just more. It just illustrates. It's just clearer that if you learn like that, Teretz, that the nest didn't get any bigger as time went by, because already the first night they saw that an 1/8 of the.
Moist of Holic doesn't mean that you're emphasizing that the nace got bigger. It just means that you're.
Why are you being moist for Neris?
Because it's that's just like an outer lying reason, but it's not the most of it because that's the night it is. The first night is the first candle. The second night they lit 2 candles.
Why do you have to? But not the Menorah they didn't.
Not in the Menorah, right? That 8. But we're just. I think it's more of that emphasizing the night of Hanukkah that it is.
Why are you emphasizing what night it is? So let's go.
Why each night you're saying, "Are we emphasizing the night it is?"
So according to Beis Hillel, makes a lot of sense. Today's 2 candles. Today's a bigger nest. Today's a second night. Today's a night where it lasted for what could have lasted. What should have lasted for 1 lasted for 2 nights.
Why is that a bigger nace?
If something which lasts 8, I'm going to give him a cup. If something which lasts, just pass this
Listen,
on.
they broke it up and they put out 8.
No.
candles on the first night.
Ignoring that. I'm going to explain Beis Hillel now.
Oh, they put it. So what they do?
Just very spell about it. Just ask a small child. Not into what happened in the nest. No. Forget about how the nest happened. Ask a small child what's a bigger nest. Ask a child what's a bigger nest. if it lasts for, he'll tell you that when the seventh night came and it lasted 7 nights, they realized the nest was bigger than before. As it lasted for longer, let's say they filled up a whole pack. Let's say they didn't put an eighth in the chatchila. They put in, and each night it just consumed an eighth.
Okay.
So
So they did have eight candles the first night? How much did they have? In other words, every night the menorah needed eight. Every day a menorah needed 8 candles.
I'm saying that to explain Beis Hillel, we're not necessarily going to go into the detail of exactly what they did. It's a miracle.
Okay, so then why is
But the point
why
is,
it greater every night? And why is it greater every
Because
night?
it lasted longer.
It wasn't 8 candles.
yeah,
Alright, so
It was 7.
whatever it was, okay.
yeah,
Alright, you're right.
yeah, that's a different point. Yeah, it lasted longer. What do you mean? What's the bigness? If a candle lasts for 3 nights or for 8 nights? Oh, sure.
You're saying that every night is a bigger nace.
By the time 8 nights,
It's going.
keeps on going. Yeah. Balabath is correct.
Longer
Simply put,
nace. Yeah.
Right.
In other words, if someone's walking on, let's say a guy is walking on thin air, right? You see a guy walking down the street on thin air.
however long he does it. If he does it for a
A
mile,
bigger nace if he went from J to I, or if he went from J to Coney Island.
No, once he's airborne.
If he's airborne, it's a nace.
I hear you, I hear you.
Isn't the first nace the fact that you can take something and make fire and let something burn? That we're showing that we understand that Hashem is Hashem.
Yeah, and after you see it after an hour, you're not as spoiled than you were when you first saw it. The pillar plane wears down; it doesn't get greater. I don't see how the pillar plane gets greater.
So your neshama is in tune with Beis Shammai.
No, because we don't know what Hoysel of Hoylech means.
Right.
It doesn't mean Lavdafki means.
For sure.
It just means that as you get more, as you connect, more in kedusha. So that's most of the Hoylech.
What I'm saying is based on the Pnei Yeshua. You can look it up.
Potentiality and actuality. Because you know when the
Yeah, the
guy
Rebbe
knows,
explains.
after seeing the first time that this amount that he puts into a menorah will burn for an hour, and then he sees it burning longer. Oh, all of a sudden it becomes more. The potentiality keeps on growing and growing and growing. So till he gets then. Oh, the second day. Oh, the third day. He's like overwhelmed.
Okay, fine. But if you had
That's what the Rebbe explained.
this was Zman Min HaShemayim, right? You saw that the Yidden, they didn't get more loving the Mon, they got less loving the Mon, even though it was a pillar flame every day. It was American.
But when you see it with your eyes, B'poil, day after day, and the menorah is still lighting, that adds in the nace, at least in your experience. If you want to talk philosophically, whatever, what's a big, maybe it's not a big nest, but the experience of the person is such that when
definitely exposed to more kedusha. There's no shot.
right.
No, but on the Monday we're given instructions what's going to happen.
On Monday.
Okay, let's carry on.
When the Monday
Monday.
said we're given specific instructions. On the menorah they weren't given. They saw the next as it was.
I'll just show them where we're up to. Okay, let's carry on. So that's the Gemara so far. 2 reasons and 2 reasons in Beis Shammai Beis Hillel. Amar Rabbi B'Achan, now the Gemara says a story. Amar Rabbi B'Achan and Rabbi Yochanan, Shnei Zakenim Oyibitzim, there were 2 old Zakenim, elderly Rabbonim in Sidon. Echad asik Beis Shammai, ve'echad asik Divrei Beis Hillel. One did like Beis Shammai, one did like Beis Hillel. And over here we see Zen Noisen Tam Nidvarov Keneged Pari Achag, V'Zen Noisen Tam Nidvarov the Malin Bakoides Rein Meridin. These 2 Zakenim, they gave the reason. Like the second reason we saw, one of them Pari Achag and one of them Mal Makoz Reimim reading. So the Gemara over here just says a story that we see that there was a Canim, one did like Beis Shammai, one did like Beis Hillel, and when it came to giving their reasoning, they didn't give the reason of Yom HaNichnas and Yom HaYotzin, and we light in order to show how many days have passed or how many days are to come, but rather it's to do with the fact that the Sukkot, the Latin and the lights go down, or Mal Makoz Reimim reading. Why the Gemara brings this story is a good question, and it could be if there is some sort of nafka min halacha. This is the question we have to ask: is there nafka min halacha? What the reason of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel is? Right? We just mentioned 2 possibilities, but let's talk about Beis Hillel. I've got more copies.
Oh,
Yeah?
you have more?
I have
Oh,
more
he has
copies.
more, he has more.
One
But according to these 2
second. So we've just mentioned. Let's talk about Beis Hillel. Halacha follows Beis Hillel. We like 1 candle. The first night we go up to 8. But we saw 2 different possibilities as to why. One is Keneged Yomim Ha Yotzim, which means each night we're showing what night of Chanukah it is, how many nights have already passed. Tonight's the 3rd night because 3 nights have already passed, or because of Malim Bakodesh Ve'Emarid. is there nafkamina? Is there some sort of practical difference with regards to each reason? Huh? There's got to be. Okay, so what's the nafkamina? So let's and if there is a nafkamina, perhaps that's what the Gemara is saying at the end with the story. The story is saying that the halacha, that the main reason is the Pariachag and the Malam Bakoidas Rein Merid. Okay, let's see Tosfos now, because Tosfos is first of all Tosfos is negea to pshat in the Gemara. Earlier on, people asked whether the Mahadrim in a Mahadrin, when we say. We said earlier that there's 3 levels of the mitzvah. There's the mitzvah of Hanukkah, which would be to light 1 candle for each house every night. There's a mahadrin. The better way of doing the mitzvah is that each person in the house, there's a husband, each person lights, and the mahadrin in a mahadrin is that each night you go up. But the question could be asked: each night you go up. When you do that, each night you go up. Does each person light? Does the Mahadrin and a Mahadrin include the Mahadrin? Does it add on the Mahadrin, or is it just a separate thing? You have a choice. You want to do Mahadrin, option 1, so then you let each person lights 1 candle. You want to do Mahadrin and Mahadrin, about even better way, there's another option, and that is that 1 person lights, and that 1 person lights a different number every candle. And there's 2 ways, and that's taka machloikas between Tosfos and the Rambam. So let's see Tosfos.
I saw on Facebook that the shliach in Cyprus, in northern Cyprus, he's saying the bracha, and everybody in the audience is all holding a candle. I don't know, that's the meaning in Cyprus.
That's cute. They're holding 1 candle?
Each one is holding a candle.
And they make
Was this the first night of Hanukkah?
What?
Was it the first night?
No, I saw it tonight again.
Right.
And unless it was from 2 nights ago.
I think there's somewhere there.
Maybe to get them all involved.
Yeah, probably.
Exactly. Can't learn halacha from Kabbalah.
Right. So let's see Tosfos. It's the second Tosfos on the page of Mahadrim and a Mahadrin. It's
The right side.
yeah, the Tosfos is on the right side exactly, and it's the second Tosfos on the page, or it's the third Tosfos on the page, with the second Tosfos which starts on this page. For Mahadrim and a Mahadrin, it starts with the words of Mahadrim and a Mahadrin in big letters. Nira l'ri. The Ri says. The Ri understands the Gemara to be saying the Beishami Beis Hillel loy kaim ela ner shubeisa. Beishami Beis Hillel are only talking about, when they say that there's a Mahadrim and a Mahadrin, they're only talking about a scenario. The only way of doing a Mahadrim and a Mahadrin is to do it in a way that you do 1 ner ishul beisai, that you do 1 menorah, 1 candle for each household, and then you add from night to night, or according to Beishamai, you decrease from night to night.
Why can't you show it with multiple menorahs?
Tosfos is going to say, Shekain yesh yoyse hidor, because there's more of a hidor that way. Why? The Ikka Kera, it's very clear, that it's noticeable, when you go down or you go up, then it's noticeable what night you're holding of Chanukah if you just do 1 menorah for the whole family. If you do 1 candle for each person and then add, even if you add from here and onwards, leka keira, why? Sheyizbru, they'll think shekach yesh b'nei adam b'bayis. There's so many people in the house. I'll give you an example. If there's 2 people in the house, come second night Hanukkah, and I see. Oh, let's make it slightly different. The example.
Well, I think because in those days the houses were smaller, so it looked like
all the candles were together. Also, they didn't have menorahs.
Right.
Right. Exactly. That's right. That's true. So the point is like this. Let's say you have 2 candles. There's 2 candles light. If I see 2 candles on the second night of Hanukkah in your house, I don't know what the story is. If the halacha wouldn't be like Tosfos, I see 2 candles. I'm not sure. It could be that you're doing the Mahadrim and the Mahadrin, and there's 2 candles because it's the second night. Right. Or I might think, oh, it's just the second. There's just 2 people in the house. So you're not really illustrating anything by lighting 2 candles. It's only when you do what. It's only when you do it on the Eir Shabbat. Because they could still say they don't know. Huh?
If you're talking about you're going to make a mistake and you're going to say it's the second night and there's another candle next to that, then what are you going to say? That's 2 separate people lighting.
No, that's the point. You won't.
You won't. So then that's not
No,
what Tosfos says isn't
the reason
stemming.
why. No, the reason.
He's saying you're going to make a mistake if it's talking about
everybody being moist every night or being parchos more or less.
Right. So you're going to make a mistake.
It's not
I
getting
think that the
recognized.
second candle is not because it's mahadr.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. You're right. I didn't say it right. What I'm saying is that let's say on the second night you did the mahadrim and the mahadrim. Sorry, let's say the fourth night. The fourth night you did the mahadrim and the mahadrim.
Right.
So there's 4 candles. So there's. I'm getting confused myself now. Let me think. One second. If you אבל אם אויסן נר לכל אחד אפילו יוצא מכאן ואילך לקקרה שיזברו שכך יש בני אדם בבייס. It's the 4th night.
I don't know if this.
Yeah, it's the 4th night, and you're doing two. Each person.
Saying on the floor that's every single night.
I understand. I'm trying to give you an example. No. I've got to give you an example.
Up or going down?
Give me an example.
Okay.
Yeah. Toys is saying, if you do a candle for each person, so now it's like the second night, let's say. It's the second night, and each person's doing a candle. So each person is doing the mahadrim in a mahadrim. So each person's got 2. The problem is there's 4 lights in the candle in the window. The person knows that you do mahadrin as well as the person knows that each person's lighting. He sees it. He'll just think there's 4 people in the house. If everyone knows that the only way you do mahadrim and mahadrim is for the one menorah, then seeing 4 candles will tell them that's the 4th night of Hanukkah. But if not, if people know that the mahadrim and mahadrim is on top of the mahadrim, so then they won't know what night of Hanukkah is because they'll just think. They won't illustrate. It won't be a haka. It won't symbolize what night of Hanukkah is because people think, there's 4 lights because there's 4 people in the house.
I had
Even though
something
it's
to
fair
say.
that 4 people are using one menorah.
No,
They didn't have menorahs.
Right, that's right. Who said that?
but no, because
They just lit by the windows, by the
But
door.
that's more than that 4 people should all be using the same menorah. That you can't be yoitz.
They didn't have
No,
menorahs.
they didn't have menorahs. That's
They just
what
lit
I'm saying.
candles.
Nair.
Fine.
They don't need the actual
Candles,
candelabra. They lit 2
Okay, but
candles.
they didn't all light together. They're not supposed to light together.
now we say
You
that.
know
but
that
we-
after-
They knew that then.
They didn't have
Come
many
on.
resources.
That's right.
You have to say that way.
No, I hear your question. Yeah, the remark. So those who you'll soon see. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but we're separate. You wouldn't have to
those who
the
say
whole
not like
concept.
Tosfos say that one has to make sure to light in a different place.
Oh,
Or there should be a haka.
that's what the halacha is. That's why you have to do it in separate places.
So again, let's just to summarize what we've
I
said
think
so
they
far.
were relatively reasonable.
Tosfos is not like Tosfos says not like what we do. We do is that every single mahadrim in a mahadrim includes a mahadrim. We do all 3 things together. I mean, we do the mahadrim. Every person in the house does at least the males. Yeah, every person lights a candle.
I think males and females.
I'm just saying at least some people don't. That's all. It's different minhagim about the women.
Lubavitch, Gedol went to older.
Were the women light by the way?
No, the women don't.
Women
I
don't
think
know.
some.
Hey,
How about
Qatar.
you?
Well, women light if there's no one else in the house for sure. A girl in seminary or in the
Once for
basement
the
for
whole
sure. does.
family and
That's
they
it.
sing together.
No, well,
That's a different discussion. That's a different discussion to do with
We also
Ishtik
don't
Gufa
let
and.
women light.
Little
My
girl.
daughter still wants to light.
If they want to light, they can
Little
light,
girls
okay.
can, yeah.
There's no problem. Yeah.
you see, we're thinking,
But they have to light without
we're
without
thinking
bracha.
like we're Chabadniks. Chabadnik, everybody has
With the bracha?
Chanukiyot. They give it out to everybody.
If a girl lights, she
That
should light
time
with
they
a
didn't
bracha.
have so many Chabadniks around in the time of the Gemara.
Wow.
What do
My
you say?
daughter stopped when I got married.
Husband lights like they,
Wow.
you know, like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
whatever, like the Shabbos.
My daughter stopped when she got married.
Okay, so just to summarize what we have till now,
Sure.
we do.
Smart.
Tosfos says like to do like we don't. To do different than we do. What we do, at least Ashkenazim, we'll soon see, at least Ashkenazim, what we do is that we light Mahadrim and Mahadrim, we go up every night, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and each person does that. So the Mahadrim and Mahadrim includes the Mahadrim. Tosfos says no, that's a problem. It won't be clear how many, it won't be clear what night you're on. It will just be, people just think that there's lots of people in the house. So therefore Tosfos says that near Lari, that Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel, the Beis Hillel, yeah, the halacha, when we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's only one person does that. You've got a choice. Every person wants to light, then each person has to light one, and you can do the Mahadrim. You want to do the Mahadrim in a Mahadrim, you've got to do just one menorah, one for the whole house.
was just recommend, make sure, like little Yatsu's recommend,
I know.
just make sure
I
that
don't
you're
know-
not going to interfere.
I don't have an answer to that.
I think the
That's what the
answer-
Ramah
you did
says.
answer.
That's what the Ramah says.
You did answer it because in those days
They didn't have the small
it was
place.
mamish living in huts.
Huts or
They wanted to do in the Tefach Tzomach LePesach. I
They
don't know.
weren't allowed to own
What-
land. They weren't allowed to. They were mamash mutchid for everything. So how could they?
Remember, you have to have it in the Tafach Samach LePesach as well if you're doing
So
it by
how
the
big is
door.
the petach? You
Well,
can't
they
stand
stopped
it.
doing that.
They just stopped doing that. Okay, so okay then.
That
The
time
reason
they
why
were-
Chabad doesn't light at the window is not because it's not the mitzvah to do it. It's because they stopped doing it because it was sakanas lefashis.
Right,
Because they-
right.
yeah.
So that's Tosfos. We turn over the page.
The going shouldn't see it.
Yeah, it was sakanas lefashis.
We turn over the page. So here we have the Rambam. The simplest way of remembering this is that it's opposite of normal, usual. Usually the Sfardim do like the Rambam and the Ashkenazim do like Tosfos. In this case, it's the other way around. The Ashkenazim, at least Ashkenazim do like the Rambam, and Sfardim, I don't know exactly, but at least the Mechaber, the Paskins like Tosfos, and in the Rambam in Siv Gimel, we'll soon see, also mentions the minig of Sfard. So at least some Sfardim they do like Tosfos, that they only like one for the whole house. So let's see inside.
This is the.
That's the way of remembering
They
it.
both see the
The
light.
Chalabim do it that way.
We both see the light.
No?
Yeah.
Halabi. Ah, still.
You just do one for the whole house? Yeah. So let's see
If
the.
a girl would try doing it, she would get burnt.
If you go, we'll try to what?
Light the candles
By the Sfardim.
miraculously.
Okay, let's see inside the Rambam. Halach, this is Perek Dalad of Hilchos Chanukah. Kama neirus hu madlik b'Chanukah. How many candles do you light in Chanukah? So unlike the Shulchan Aruch, who dives straight to the Mahadrim, and the Mahadrim, the Rambam explains it like the Gemara. Mitzvah, so the mitzvah is sheyiyah kol bayis ubayis madlik ner echad. The mitzvah is that each house should light one candle. Bein shoyu anshe bayis merubim bein shoyu bayalal d'mechad. Whether there's many people in the house or whether there's only one person. That's the mitzvah, like we said, Ner Chanukah Ishul Beisa. V'amahader is a mitzvah. This is what's called Mahadrin in the Gemara. Someone who wants to beautify the mitzvah. The Madlik Neirois Kaminyan Anshe Bayis. He light candles according to the number of people in the house. Ner L'chol Echol Ve'echol Bein HaNoshim Bein Noshim. One candle for each person in the house, whether men, whether women. Here the Rambam says clearly.
So if the first day they have 8 people in the house, you light 8 candles?
Yeah.
Each
Person lights one candle.
No, he said he light for everybody.
By the way, I think you're making a good point. What do you mean? Second? No difference. Mahadrin is no difference between one night and
Each night.
each night for each person. For each person. That's the Mahadrin.
It doesn't say he light different
I hear
menorah.
you. You make a good point. When you learn the Gemara, this is a good point he's bringing. When you learn the Gemara, you understand that Mahadrin means that each person lights. However, if you read the Rambam, he's right. It does sound as if that the one person lights Kaminyan Anshe Bayis.
That's it.
One person lights a candle like a Shabbos candle. Your wife, many people have the
No,
mini.
it doesn't
The
make any
wife,
sense. If there's 8 people on the second night, you light 8 candles. That can't be.
you read the Rambam. Tell me if it sounds otherwise.
exactly what the
That's
Rambam
not
saying.
It's not what he's saying. It can't be.
Okay, fair enough.
So how you read it?
There's a mitzvah.
Yeah.
There's comedian.
Madlik Neirus Kaminyan Anshe
Madlik
Bayis.
Neirot, Kaminyan Anshe
Each
Betot.
person lights.
No,
He should have said that.
Royce. Yeah, everyone would do his own menorah.
They have 10 people the first night, so you have to put 10 nerot.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Each person would not. Each
No,
The
no,
Gemara says
no.
each
Madlik is one.
That's right.
He's
That's
Balabait.
that's what I'm pointing out to him.
Yeah. You're wrong,
The
Yosef.
last song
What I'm
of-
saying is, no, I hear what you're saying. You're saying that it doesn't make any sense. L'chor Mahadrin means that every person lights their own candle, right?
That's L'chor. Yeah.
L'chora. That's definitely one. That's definitely
Not
one.
according to what the Rambam say.
It does. It sounds from the lashon of the Rambam. I think from the lashon of the Rambam, it sounds like one person lights. Madlik Neirus, you light candles. Kaminyan Anshe Bayis, like the number of the people in the house. It doesn't say each person lights. It seems.
Has to be.
No,
It
that's
has
what
to
it
be.
means.
Exactly, right?
That's what that's
It has to be that, because in the second case, it's a Mahad Yosef says, Malik Ner L'Kol Echad Ve'echad. It's not talking about the Balabais, it's Malik, it means.
It doesn't make
It
sense to
means
do it the other
Madlik, each
way.
person is
I mean,
Madlik.
there's 100 people, you're writing 100 candles.
This is the same exact lotion in the last case, and the last case can't be.
Yeah, let's see. But Mahada Yasal Zav Oitza Mitzvah Min Amuvcha. The Rambam adds the someone who's Mahada more than this. V'Oitza Mitzvah Min Amuvcha. Interesting lashon over which is not in the Gemara. Mahadrin Min Mahadrin is the lashon in the Gemara. Rambam says V'Oitza Mitzvah Min Amuvcha. He does the mitzvah in the best possible way. Madlik Ner L'Chol Echad. He lights, again I could say, he lights one candle to every person b'layla rishon. You can say the same thing, what do you mean? Or moitzi v'hoyle b'chol layla v'layla ner echad.
It's the same thing, just repeating, that's it.
No, repeating.
Why would he be-
We're going up. Or
Why would
moitzi
he
v'hoyle.
be- Why would he be lighting for each person in the house?
I'm asking to you.
Different
I'm asking, I don't
He's
understand.
no, he lights one menorah. That's all.
No, here we're talking about everyone lights.
A woman by Shabbos candles lights for all her children. She yeah.
Yeah, but here
That'll
you
be
need the
Monday,
first day
that's
1,
Monday.
second
Right.
day 2, third day 3.
Well, Lemaisa, we know that what do we do? Every single person lights. I mean,
Right.
that's where you're coming from.
Right.
But each person lights. So,
What would be the
presumably, the
multiple?
Mahajin is a step down than that. You just don't light different numbers every night. Each person lights their own.
If the Rambam
What's with the Mako? Look in the Gemara. Doesn't say much different. The Gemara says, "V'mahajin ner l'chol echad echad," a candle for each person. You can learn that to mean, however difficult it is, that it means that you light candles for each person. But it's one person. But the Balabais is the one who's madlik.
Read Bet. Bet going to answer to us. What the Rambam said in Bet.
Yeah, I think you're right. Keitzad, Harisha, oh, you anshe abayis asara.
Uh-huh.
Belayla rishon madlik asara neiros. The first night you light
Each
10.
one himself.
It does sound like what you're saying.
Yeah.
Of Lel Sheni Esrim, of Lel Shishi Shloshim, Ad Shenim Tzamadi, Bel Shmini Shmonim Neiros.
Shmonim Nerot, yeah.
What's the accomplishment?
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's what Denisa made.
He says, how do you do the Mahajim and Ahajim? The first night you're going to light 10 because it's 10 people. The second night you're going to light 20 because it's the second night of Hanukkah times by 10
10.
So
people.
what is he, a shliach?
I think he
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense. He, shliach means this is the lashon he's using.
I
It's
can't-
a general thing. Madlik asara neiros.
If I was here next week, I'll say, look it up and I'll get back to you. I'll
Okay.
send a
No,
message with Rabbi Lerner.
It's a very mud logic because if it was talking about everyone doing it
I only
themselves,
noticed it now. I didn't when I
it would be
prepared.
madlikim. Each kol ish madlik. Why did they just say kol ish madlik? Ner l'chol echad. It'd be Moshe.
When I prepared the shir, I didn't notice it. I noticed it just now as I was reading it, and I think he's right from the law. I think he's right, but like you say, it doesn't seem to make any sense. And what's the biur and what?
Maybe we'll look into the Perush.
Right.
What the first one around.
Look what Gimel said.
I just want to cover some more ground, but yeah, I'm
Mitzvah you kol bais vais magner echad ben shuan bais.
even more, yeah. So again, the mitzvah is that each house should light one, regardless of how many people. But if you want to do the mahajin, then each house, via the balabayas, lights candles according to the number. Okay, so but either way, be it as it may, the Rambam says clearly that the mahajim in a mahajin adds to the mahajin. Let's not get into the detail of who's lighting, but one thing's for sure: the Rambam, unlike Tosfos, is saying that the mahajim in a mahajin includes the mahajin as well. That you don't that each person either lights or has lit for him, right? But each person is having is doing the mahajim in the mahajin. You're not just lighting one for the whole household. So that's machlokes Rambam and machlokes.
Did you read Gimel already? You read Gimel?
Yeah, Gimel is like Tosfos.
Exactly like Tosfot, yeah.
Gimel is what?
Everyone lights and the Moshe Boiler.
No, but it doesn't say.
Call Anshe Abayis, Madlik, and they're
Ah.
so no more sifim.
That's
Minig-
exactly what we
so
do.
it's-
Exactly.
Let's see. Minag pasha b'chol reinu b'tzfard. She kol anshe abayis madlikin ner echad.
Balayla
No,
Rishon.
but carry on. Belayla rishon. No, kol anshe abayis. The mahadrin, in other words,
Each one,
so you kol anshe abayis are madlikin ner echad belayla rishon or moisifin v'hochin ner b'chol layla. Each person, all the people of the house light one candle the first night and they keep on going until Ad Nimsa Madi Belel Shmini. On the 8th night, lighting Shmoyne Neiris, 8 candles. Bein Shoya Anshe Bayis Merubim, Bein Shoya Adam Echad.
so it's one menorah.
That's much very not that Beis and Aleph was not that way.
Was not that way.
That was just one was lighting for everybody.
Right, like he was saying. But minig,
he
but
was
he's
saying.
still understanding that that's a halacha or whatever somewhere. But the minig lemaisa is like what we do.
But why would the Rambam bring down the halacha that there's no mocha for in the Gemara? Gemara doesn't. You're right. It could be, but it's not clear.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'll look it
That's
up.
what they're doing. Minek Pashut Sfarad. That's what they do.
And Ashkenaz
It's interesting.
What?
That's what he says. Minig pash b'choreinu b'sfard.
We
do the same thing.
No. Gimel is what they do.
And what we do. And what we do.
Ashkenaz do the same
Yeah, but
thing.
Sfardim actually don't do that. A lot of Sfardim, if not all Sfardim, only light. They don't light
Oh, it's
one
just
for each
one
person.
person,
They
right?
do like
Women
Tosfos.
don't. Right? You don't do
So
that.
that's Gimel.
We do one menorah for everybody.
Because later on the Shulchan Aruch.
Gimel.
That's what we're talking about.
No, Gimel.
Gimel is different from Aleph and Beis.
Yeah, but it still
Aleph
says.
and Beis is
You're right.
Paskin, and Gimel he says Minik
You're
Pashut
right.
Sfarad. So
But how is the minig pasha? No, it's like us.
That way.
What?
Here it
They don't do
sounds.
it in Sfarad
Yeah.
that way.
They do.
No, they just told you.
Sif Gimel sounds like each person lights. No, does it not?
But no, but
Kol
it's
anshe
bad.
abayis
No,
madlikin.
Nimsa Maglit Belial Shmini Shmona Nevis Ben Shay Anshabais Marupim Ben Shay Adam Echad. So that's what they do. That the eighth
Exactly.
night is that's
Yeah.
that's minhag.
Why are you arguing with this guy? He told you that.
I'm
only
not
one
arguing.
man-
I'm
one
arguing
man.
you. You're missing.
No, I'll explain to you what he's saying.
One
Yeah, he's
man
making a good
lights.
point.
One man
The
lights in
end
his
is-
house. It just says
That's what it sounds like at the end. No, look at the end.
It says
Ad shenim samadi belel shmini shmoyne neis bein shoy an shabayis mrum bein shoy adam echad.
The bottom line, Ben Shashim, room, Ben Shoy Adam Echad, you got 8 candles on the
Eight
eighth
candle,
night.
regardless.
Yeah, right. So that's it.
Exactly what
So
we
how
do.
can it go on Shabbos from Likan Erecha B'Layla Rishon? Almost even Lichin. So what does that mean?
It's a mix-up here. Yeah, that's right.
Right? Exactly. The first part.
It must be a
The
mistake.
first bar
It's
says
a
here that
mistake.
everyone likes.
I know it's a mistake.
Well, who says it's a
That's the only way to learn
Maybe
it
the
out, because
second part is the
Aleph
mistake.
and Beis is his psak from the Gemara.
No, that's for sure. The Aleph and Beis is his psak and Gimel is the minhag. The
Right,
question
right.
is, how does Gimel differ from Aleph and Beis? One way of understanding is that Gimel differs from Aleph and Beis just with regards to who's lighting the candles. Aleph and Beis is saying that the Balabais lights for each person in the household, and if he's doing Mahadrim in a Mahadrim, then he changes every night.
Yeah.
And Steve Gimel is saying, no, each person himself lights.
No, but if you go with the action,
But alternatively, the Gimel is going like Tosfos, but then it doesn't. The beginning doesn't read.
1 minute. I want to have one
Last
thing.
time.
The Chiddush is the last thing to fit in Shiyonche Abayis Merub Mem Shuei Adam Echad. This is a big expense. It doesn't matter. Still matter if there's 100 people. It's Chiddush to get. We already stated that everyone's going to light their own. But even if there's 100 people, still.
No, Bein Shoy Anshevayis, Bein Shoy Adam Echad
Right.
doesn't make a difference.
Bein Shuei Adam Echad, it doesn't make a difference. They're still going to light 100.
But then he would say the opposite.
No.
He would
No,
say
you're not going to
Bein
light
Shoy
100 if
Echad,
there's
Bein
one
Shoy
person.
Reuben.
How you
No,
gonna-
if there's 100, if there's 100 different people, each one is going to be lighting the menorah.
It
That's
makes
what I'm
sense.
saying.
Where did they get them in it? They didn't get it from
They go to
Right,
Vegas.
whatever. Burn down the
You
house.
buy the olive oil,
Right.
the extra virgin, I'll say
That's what it says.
I think that's the last line.
You gotta be
He already
careful.
stated, this is a repeat. This is a repeat in the first part.
The best olive oil out there.
Seriously, not right.
Ner Echad Ba'arim,
That's
Mitzvah Ba'arim, Mitzvah Ba'arim, Hachim Madlikim.
That price
The
might
following week they had her.
Kol Anshe Abayis Madlikim. And the second part is a repeat. Even if you have 50 people, call everyone has to light it. No, it fits in well.
That's why
How
you
many
mixed
ounces?
it up on purpose.
2
There's a
liters.
land and
Each
there's a
can cost me
hurricane.
$11.
Amelis
Reb,
Batayla,
Minan Shei What do you think?
I know, I grew up according to Ben Ishchai. We light one menorah. If you have 10 people, 50 people, 100 people, it's very quiet. Balabait make the bracha, to say amen, and then we dance, and we eat latkes.
Doesn't mean we go like the Rambam. There could be other spots. Maybe.
No, but here the Rambam said, it's minhag pashut. This is the normal pashut minhag.
Yeah.
But it's the opposite what he's saying the person is saying. Exactly the opposite.
So he learns over here, the Rambam. I think the Mefarshim learn, I've seen this before, the Mefarshim learn that the minhag pashut b'sfarad is like Tosfos. That's for sure. A lot of them, I remember seeing clearly, although it doesn't sound. How you're going to read the beginning, I don't know. But the Mefarshim that I remember seeing in the past, and now I looked in the Ram Lam as well, there he says that the minhag pashut is like Tosfos. And like it says at the end, Bein Shoy Anshavayis Mrum Bein Shoy Adam Echad, you light 8 candles. The only problem is the Motzim Yishayu Kol Anshe Bayit Madlikin. Let's leave this for a second. I want to go further.
I'm fitting the two in. You understand what I'm
What are you
saying?
saying?
The thing, the second part is saying like the first, like you think the first part is saying. The second part, it's Chiddush. It doesn't end. There's so many people in the house, as we just said, they live in small things.
So why are you lighting 80?
Candles are
So why are you lighting
expensive.
80?
What?
What did they use for
So he's
Menorah?
saying the Chiddush, it doesn't matter how many people.
You light 80 or whatever it is.
They're still doing it.
He's saying exactly right. It's
But
not
there,
a
but it
steer on
doesn't.
the-
Ad shenim samadik b'leil
Not
shmini
a steer.
shmoy
It's
neneiros.
not a steer on the end. It's telling you that
Yeah,
even
but
though
the-
some people say that because there are so many people in the house,
I remember.
we don't want to get distracted, so we just let one person light. Here we're saying it doesn't matter. There can be 8 times 8, you'll have 64 lights. It won't be so clear. You're still lighting full.
Right. It's
Says ad
emphasized.
shenim samadik b'leil shmini shmoy neneiros. A few words before. Ad shenim
Look
bein
very
shoyu. Like
In
8.
himself, like Shimon and Neres, in other words, not one person. In other words, each
No,
of
it's
the
one person.
menorahs has
It's
8.
one person.
No.
It's one person.
It means that each menorah will have 8, no matter what.
Right.
Whether it's 8 people or 1, but we don't distinguish anymore. Every menorah gets 8 lights. There's no
Right.
distinction about
Whether it's
Yes, I
mine
hear
or
that.
50.
You definitely can be read. Siv
I
Gimel.
wish.
That Siv Gimel is like what we do.
Yeah.
Even though he says Bisfarad and
And
Bisfarad don't do that today. Whatever, we'll leave that. That could have changed. Whatever, maybe.
It's very Gustavo.
Yeah.
It's not-
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
And the difference between Siv Gimel and Siv Aleph and Beis is with regards to who lights. In Aleph and Beis,
Just
possibly
the
lights for everyone else, right? Seems exactly. And Siv Gimel, okay, let's leave over there for the moment. We can you can look. We have to. I don't know what to say about looking it up. Maybe I can send a message with Rabbi Lerner. But what I do want to say is that there's some Mefarshim, some Achronim, like the Gra and others, they say that the Machlokes between Tosfos and the Rambam is dependent on which reason one says with regards to what the reason of Beis Hillel is. Is the reason of Beis Hillel Malim B'Kodesh Ve'in Meridin, or is the reason of Beis Hillel Keneged Yom Ha'Yotzim? And they say like as follows. They say that what's Tosfos is the one who's worried about Yom HaYotzim. What does Tosfos say? That the problem with every person lighting Mehadrin Mina Mehadrin, every person in the house doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is it's not going to be clear what night it is. But who says it's got to be clear, Bichlal? That's only if you say the reason of Yom HaYotzim, that the reason why you light 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is in order to communicate what night of Chanukah it is. And that's what Tosfos says. Tosfos says, but if the reason is Malin B'Kodesh Ve'in Meridin, that the point is just that we light different amounts every night and we go up, then it doesn't matter what people think. That's not the point. The point is not to communicate what night of Chanukah you're on. The point is to add in Kodesh, for whatever reason.
And the Gemara brings because that time. He brings the story of the two Zakanim.
Right, that's going to be...
did according to the
that's going to be a bit of a problem.
7:6 is not showing any Mayan B'Kodesh.
No, I'm talking about Beis Hillel now.
Oh, Beis Hillel.
I'm just choosing Beis Hillel just because I could say a similar thing in Beis Shammai, but I'm talking in Beis Hillel.
What? According to what? There's one reason.
One day like
because
Bet Shammai,
of Yom HaNechnas.
Both of them.
HaYotzim.
are going with
How
the
does 8 show no Yom HaYotzim?
No, it doesn't. It's Yom HaNechnasim according to Beis Shammai. You're saying how many nights have are to come? How many nights are to come? The first night, there's 8 nights to come.
Why do I care how many nights are coming? Going? What does that mean? How many nights are coming?
Why do I care how many nights are going? So I was explaining to you earlier that it's to do with whether the nest become bigger or the nest becomes smaller.
The Machlokes. So
How does that show? That the nest is becoming bigger?
a story.
If you start with 8.
No. Beis Shammai says that the nest becomes smaller. The first night they already realized it was a big nest.
The nest is saying it's becoming smaller.
In the first night, let's say they put in an eighth, or they already noticed how much of the oil was burnt. So the first night they already knew it was going to last a while. Later, just the nest happened, but the miracle at the beginning was already was the biggest. Beis Hillel is talking about in actuality the nest gets bigger the longer the oil lasts.
But from according to Beis Shammai, according to him, it seems that there would be a difference on the day, which is more chashuv or which is more mehuder or more shad, more meaning than the other one. According to Beis Shammai,
the first night is more chashuv.
Right. But according to Beis Hillel, not necessarily so.
The other way around. According to Beis Hillel, we start with 1 and go up to 8 because the nace gets bigger and bigger because it lasts. They saw how the miracle, with the eyes.
What are they arguing here?
According to Beis,
how one says the nest is getting big, one says lower. What does that mean?
Okay, so there's different explanations. I don't want to go into that right now. What I wanted to explain is that the Achronim who explain that the Machlokes, Tosfos and the Rambam is totally depends on how one learns the reasons. If you learn Keneged Yom HaNechnasim Yom HaYotzim, let's just talk about Beis Hillel Yom HaYotzim. So then you need the point is to communicate what night of Chanukah you're on.
right.
How big the nest has been.
Right.
So then it's very important that there's a kero. So therefore it's no good if everyone lights because there won't be a hacker. But the Rambam is learning that the reason is Malim B'Kodesh Ve'in Meridin. And if you say Malim B'Kodesh, then it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It's the way you're doing the mitzvah.
Exactly. So now let's turn to the third page. I have over here the Sikha quotes another few nafkaminas, another 2 nafkaminas at least, with regards to what the nafkamina between the two reasons. Read it inside. If someone lights the second night of Chanukah 1 candle, for whatever reason, let's say because he only had 1 candle, and then it can clear and vifel neiros all the dritte nacht. The question arises: how many candles should he light the third night? So he says like this. If you hold the reason is Malim B'Kodesh Ve'in Meridin, then perhaps it's good enough just light 2 the next night. When do you light 3 nights on the third night of Chanukah? When the second night you lit 2. But if the second night for whatever reason you lit 1, so the third night there's no need to light 3, just light 2. But if the reason is Keneged is to Yom HaYotzim, then the point is to communicate that it's the third night of Chanukah. So let's see inside. According to the first opinion, that the reason of Beis Hillel is corresponding and to establish and communicate the fact of how many nights have passed so far is partial. It's obvious. The Darf onsin and dry lift Keneged Yom HaYotzim. In the third night, he has to light 3 candles. According to the second opinion, as Talmud Beis Hillel the man of reading, the point is just to adding candles is genug as avet onsin and bloit 2 licht. It's enough to light just 2 lights on the third night. Because even in such a case, you can be mekayem the hidur of malin b'kodesh ve'ein meridin. So that's one nafkamina the Rebbe says, the Rebbe brings. This is they brought down in other achronim. The Rebbe, in the next paragraph, the Rebbe says that this is only going to be talking about b'diavad, but what Adi nafkamin is blows a foul from b'diavad and hafri and mekayim ben the mitzvah. This only is in a situation where last night I was b'diavad. Last night, the second night, like last night, I only lit 1. Says Abba nafkamina oich nafal when in the free connect hot yom mekayim gam mitzvahs ner chanukah mahadim and mahadim. There is going to be a nafkamina even in situations when previously you did mekayim the mitzvah in the proper way. And here the Rebbe says. When an example of when on the third night, last night, the third night tonight. Last night I lit the right amount. Last night I lit 2, but tonight I have only enough for 2. That's it. So then the question arises: what to do? One, I'll say outside first, then we'll see it inside. If you say the reason is to do with Yom HaYotzin, you have to communicate what night it is. So I anyway can't do 3 tonight. So I go back to Nerish Shabesa, I go back to 1. But if the point is Malin B'Kodesh Ve'im Meridin, so although I can't be Malin B'Kodesh because I only have 2 candles, but I still can be Mekayim Ve'im Meridin, to go down to 1 tonight would be Meridin from last night, and therefore it's important that I light 2 tonight. So let's see it inside. If someone has enough oil or candles, nor of Svei Neres, it's the last paragraph in the first column of page 208. The third page in the how many candles should you light if you only have 2 candles on the third night, like tonight? And last night you lit the right amount. According to the first opinion of Yom HaYotzin, Darv L'chura Oitz Kommen Vibalt, as a Ken Saivi Nit Mekayim Zayin the Mitzvah Keneged Yom HaYotzin. Since anyway one cannot be Mekayim the Mitzvah of Yom HaYotzin, you can't do 3 tonight anyway. You don't have 3. It's genug, therefore it's enough. As also in the Ein Licht, it's good enough to light 1. There's no point in lighting 2. In the footnote, he says not only is there no point of lighting 2, there's a problem of lighting 2 because confuse other people. Also confuse other people about how much they should light. Therefore, it's good. So therefore, you should just light 1. By lighting extra light, you're not adding anything in Hidur Mitzvah because the whole Hidur is to do Yom HaYotzim, and it's the third night tonight. If the reason is Malin B'Kodesh, but if the reason is because of Malin B'Kodesh Ve'im Meridin, then it makes sense that tonight, on the third night, you should light 2. Exactly. Dafür onsin Svei licht light 2. Even though you won't be Mekayim the Hidur in its called, right? The Malin B'Kodesh, you won't be able to do the Malin B'Kodesh, but nonetheless, is Akoponim Mekayim the Ve'im Meridin. You at the very least will be able to fulfill the part of the Ve'im Meridin by not going down. And sin nit veinikavi the Mispa v'sahat gitzunda b'leil sheni. You won't light less than you lit the second night. So just to summarize, we just learned the Gemara. We learned the 2 different reasons in the Gemara for Beis Hillel. Tosfos and the Rambam. Some Achronim say that Tosfos and the Rambam are arguing, or would be dependent on the 2 reasons. Tosfos would say that the Yom HaYotzim, therefore you have to know what night it is, and it would be a problem if you have lots of lights close together, and every person's lighting. Therefore, Mahadrim and Mahadrim is only for 1 per house, and the Rambam holds Malin B'Kodesh Ve'im Meridin. And then the Rebbe says, from other Achronim, the Rebbe brings 2 other nafkaminas Lamaisa today. With even the halacha that we've passed in, like the Rambam, how it would make a difference. One was the case where last night I only lit 1. So tonight, should I light 2 or should I light 3?
They're saying something.
If Yom Hayotzim I should light 3, Bif Malim Bakodesh I should light 2. And conversely, if last night I lit
Why?
2,
2 would still be Mylin.
huh?
2 would still
You don't need a light 3, 2 is still Mylin, let's put it that way.
Fine, so it's a little bit of a bigger Mylin.
Right. There's no point in 3, the point is just to add.
No.
If you say Mylin
don't want to
Bakodesh.
confuse anybody that's doing it your way.
Yeah.
Confuse them.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, very good.
You don't want to confuse nobody.
Unless you say the confusing thing isn't when one meets the other one, the confusing is only when that's
According to
the
the
only
ones
issue.
that hold Milim, according to the ones that hold Milim, the common see 2 says, wait a second, I thought it's 3.
Right.
You confuse them.
It's confusing.
Right.
Right.
But putting aside the confusion, let's say confusing is not a problem for whatever reason, then you would only have to light 2, while according to the other reason you'd have to write light
If
3.
you wanted, you can still light.
You could light 3.
No,
You don't need it.
he's saying something. He's saying something else.
There's no tashlumim in that
One minute.
lighting.
Even if he knows b'chadchila, you're not going to have. You only have a certain amount of candles. You're stuck somewhere. It's still, and you know you're not going to be able to follow the
Depends, depends what day.
According to the Rebbe, you would add. If you go according to the
What
one
day?
in Maridin, if Mailam Mekadosh Maridin, you would still add 2 the second day, or you would still do it, even if you know you can't complete it all the way till the
I
end.
think the ikar is that the Rebbe is saying, who's to say that the following day you're gonna have more? So you might be able to get another day in of writing on the 5th day, on the 4th day,
Yeah.
on the 4th day another time, and say a bracha.
Go ahead.
And then the final thing, we said just to full chazara, the final thing was the other way around, when last night I lit 2, last night I did light 2, but now I only have 2. Should I light 2? No, I only have mamish to minute. Should I light 2 because ein my reading? But if the reason is Yom HaYotzim, then 2 doesn't do me any favor. The 2 doesn't mean nothing, because I can't light 3 anyway, so I might as well just light 1.